I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me. Yeah, wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another reason to breathe this.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. I figure since yesterday we were in the world of football, talking about the USFL, today we would stay in the world of football and talk some college football. I don't think we've done a college football video since the very beginning of the month, so I figured it was about time to do another one. Today we're going to be talking about some transfer portal players along with some other stuff. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified every time a video is loaded, because we do one almost every single day here on the channel. And I know we've already did 2 videos about the transfer portal. One was about some players who have already transferred and announced their new home, and one was about players who have announced they're transferring but have not yet announced where their new school will be. Today's video, talking about the transfer portal, for the most part, will be players who have announced where their new program will be, except for one player on the list who still has not yet announced where his new school will be. Most of these players, if not all, you're going to recognize the name, so I'm not going to waste a lot of your time talking about who they are. I'm just going to tell you what position they play and where their new school will be. We have Caleb Williams, of course, quarterback, who is transferring to USC. We have Quinn Ewers, also a quarterback, who is transferring to Texas. And pay close attention, because you're going to hear the name Texas a lot on this list. We have Jackson Dart, a quarterback who is going to Ole Miss. Eli Ricks, a cornerback, going to Alabama. Kingsley Suimataya, an offensive tackle who is transferring to BYU. And then we have Jamir Gibbs, a running back, going to Alabama. And I feel bad for Georgia Tech, because he clearly wanted to transfer because Georgia Tech pretty much sucks, and they're going to suck as long as Jeff Collins is their coach. But Jamir Gibbs was the only player they had on either side of the ball who was talented. So he was the only reason to go to a Georgia Tech game if you were a Georgia Tech fan. Now that he's gone, Tech fans have no reason to go to a game because there's nobody else worth watching. Zach Evans, running back, who's also going to Ole Miss. Then we have Mario Williams, a wide receiver, going to USC. Jermaine Burton, a wide receiver who is going to Alabama. Tanner McAllister, Ohio State University. He is coming from Oklahoma State. He's going from one OSU to another OSU. And then we have Drew Sanders, a linebacker, who is going to Arkansas. Jared Verse, an edge, going to Florida State. Makai Wingo, defensive lineman, LSU. Brandon Joseph, a safety, going to Notre Dame. Spencer Rattler, quarterback, we all know is going to South Carolina. Jarek Bernard, cornerback, going to LSU. Cameron Ward, quarterback, Washington State. Isaiah Neer, a wide receiver, Texas. Victor Olawatimi, Michigan, and he is an offensive lineman, and it's specified that he is an interior offensive lineman. So apparently he can't play every position on the line. He has to be an interior offensive lineman. And then we have Jonah Laulu, a defensive lineman going to Oklahoma. Jaleel Billingsley, tight end, Texas. Dylan Gabriel, quarterback, Oklahoma. And then we have Jaden Hazelwood, a wide receiver, going to Arkansas. Ochon Mathis, an edge, going to Texas. And Jacob Cowing, a wide receiver, going to Arizona, which I don't know why anybody would want to go to Arizona, as pitiful as they are. But a little bit about Dylan Gabriel was, I can remember right after the season, there was a rumor going around in this neck of the woods that he was going to go to Georgia. And I told everybody that told me that, why in the world would he go to Georgia? Obviously, if he's leaving Central Florida, he's wanting to be a starting quarterback, which I never understood in the first place why he transferred from Central Florida. He didn't lose his job. He got hurt and then lost his job because he was hurt. But he was never told, hey, when you get healthy, you're not going to start. He just wasn't starting because he was hurt. But instead of going back to Central Florida, he announced he was transferring. But Georgia already had JT Daniels on staff. They already had Stetson Bennett on staff. They've already got Carson Beck on staff. And then they're supposed to have Vandergriff coming in and Gunnar Stockton coming in. And I thought, why in the world would he go to Georgia with all them quarterbacks when obviously he's wanting to start? So he went to Oklahoma, and he will probably be their starter since Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler both transferred. Then we have Osiris Torrance, Florida. He was also listed as an interior offensive lineman. Travis Dye, the great running back from Oregon, transferred to USC to play for Lincoln Riley. And then we have Jay Shaw, a cornerback, going to Wisconsin. And then we have Max Johnson, a quarterback, going to Texas A&M. And then lastly, the only guy on the list who is still undecided, that is Kamar Wheaton, and he is a running back. That is 30 players. I was going to do more, but I figured announcing 30 names was enough for one video. I believe the other one I did right around 20 names, I believe. So that just shows you how many players are transferring when I've talked about 50 or more, and there's still plenty of guys that I have not yet talked about, not to mention all the players that have still not announced where their new school will be. But I also wanted to ask about attendance, and I know I've brought this up before, and I know I've said in 4 or 5 videos that I personally have always preferred watching the games on TV. First of all, I don't like getting stuck in all that traffic. I have road rage when I get stuck in all that traffic. But second of all, I like to have the luxury of having my own bathroom, my own kitchen, my own parking spot that I ain't got to pay $20 to park in. But that's just me. I have always preferred to watch the game on TV. But I do know there are a lot of people that say they love the atmosphere of being there. To me, I'd rather sit on the couch on my recliner and watch the game in peace and quiet, because I get around a lot of people and I have a tendency to start talking and not paying attention enough to what's going on. And then next thing I know, it's been 8 or 9 minutes and I'm thinking, what just happened? What'd I miss? If I sit at home by myself, having the luxury of my own house and my own couch, I watch every play and don't miss anything. But I know a lot of people love the atmosphere, so they prefer to go. But I heard on the radio yesterday that college football attendance numbers have been down for 7 straight years. So if you're the kind of person that prefers to go to the game in person, are you alarmed about this, or are you not worried about it because they make it easier and easier and easier to watch it on TV when they continuously raise the prices. I can remember 20 years ago going to a Clemson game and I could get a ticket for $55 for one game. Now, I never ordered season tickets because I've never had enough free time to build my Saturdays around football for 3 months. So I just say, hey, I'll watch it at home whenever I, get a chance. But for the people that have season tickets, I know the prices have become astronomical. But it was $55 for one single game ticket 20 years ago, 15 years ago even. And now you're talking about double that. So it's ridiculous how much you pay for a ticket. And now you have it to where these programs are getting all this money from these TV packages. And they're making more and more money off of TV packages. And then in turn, they're doubling your ticket price. So why would you go when they're making money off of you and the TV deal? So it makes all the schools come across as being selfish. But not only that, people nowadays have all these streaming services. And if you go to a game, no matter how close you live to the stadium, by the time you get up and get ready and drive there and get back home, you're gone all day long. So the only game that you saw was the game you attended. Whereas you can sit home and you can get 4 or 5 TVs and you can watch 4 or 5 games at one time. So it gives you more to talk about because you've seen more. The more you see, the more you can talk about. But if you're a college football fan that enjoys going to the games, are you alarmed about the fact that attendance has been down for 7 straight years? And if you are alarmed about it, what is your thoughts on how you think we can bring the attendance numbers back up? Me personally, I'm not worried about it because I've said for years, and I know I've said here on the channel many times, that these programs, yes, they make their money from the season ticket holders. I understand that 100%. But they make the majority of their money from the TV packages. So as long as people are watching on TV, the program's going to be fine. I know it looks better on TV when you watch your team play and there's 85,000 in the stands as opposed to 40,000 in the stands. But as long as the game comes on TV, your school is going to be fine because you're always going to have those loyal fans that are going to go to every game regardless. And there's every single program has those fans that have been going to every home game for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. That happens at every school, every program in America. But outside of that, you have some people that just cannot afford to go to every game. And if you're going to pay double for a ticket price, double to park, double for a hot dog, spend 30 minutes in the bathroom, spend $5 for a candy bar, what would be the point in going to a game where you can sit at home on your couch, save the gas money, save the ticket money, save your hot dog money, save your candy bar money, and see the same thing? So are you worried about it or are you not worried about it? And if you are worried about it, what is your thoughts on a solution to fix it? And the last thing I wanted to bring up for all those who have not by some chance heard yet, Art Briles is back in college football. He is the new offensive coordinator at Grambling, or as some call it, Grambling State. I do believe the program is actually called Grambling State, but most people just call it Grambling. And it is a historical black college, which is funny that they're the school that hired Art Briles. But I know some people have wanted him back for years. Some say he should never be allowed to coach again. So if you have any thoughts on that, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.